The way we consume and share news today, it is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why it's crucial to look at what's being discussed online. From the hottest issues to trends for our daily social media minute, we're joined by Yerika. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's like steamy and wet outside.
It's pretty gross.
Yes, it is. And we all need a little bit of break. And apparently it turns out, even if the skies are gray, tourists will flock to the East Coast beaches for a little bit of break in the monsoon season.
That's right. There was a brief lull in the rainfall over on the east coast of South Korea, which boasts some of the I think some of the best beaches in all of Korea, actually.
And it has a pretty wide range if you think about
Yeah.
it. There's like the hip and trendy beaches,
Yes.
which I've
Yangyang?
never been to Surfy Beach. Have you been? It's
No.
but it neighbors a lot of other quaint beaches too,
Yeah.
so you really get your pick.
Quaint, and we're talking about like stretches of like white sandy beaches. I used to go all the time just on the weekend. Like before they officially opened the beach, I was just like on the sand, 10 a.m.
I think
Nobody's
she's giving
around.
you all the tricks. So go before the peak season, because right now is peak season despite the rain.
That's right. So, we're talking about Saturday. There was a brief lull, and vacationers saw an opportunity, and they flocked over to the East Coast beaches. According to the East Sea headquarters of the Gangwon-do Special Self-Governing Province, a total of 64,400 people have already visited the East Coast beaches as of Saturday. The largest crowd was seen over in Gangneung with 51,600 visitors, followed by Sokcho with 7,700, Gosong with 4,650, and Yangyang with 440. Now, the cumulative number of beachgoers so far this season has already reached 302,600. So Saturday morning, there was a light drizzle, around 5 millimeters of rain per hour. In the Gangwon-do province, Cheolwon and Hwacheon received around 10 millimeters of rain per hour. A heated advisory went into effect for the plains of Gangneung, Donghae, Samcheok, and Hongcheon. So it was cloudy, a little bit drizzly, and still very hot. Now, despite the cloudy skies, beachgoers tried to make the most of their weekend. They were seen swimming and enjoying the water. Surfers took advantage of the waves. Many people were seen walking along the shore. Now, near Gyeongpo-dae Beach, the pine forest is really famous there. Lots of tourists have flocked over to enjoy the cool sea breeze. I love just like lying under these pine trees. Yeah, it provides shade and it's a little bit cooler.
Smells nice.
Yeah, when the sun is out. There were no water-related accidents reported at the beaches on this day. 6 cities and counties along the Gangwon-do East Coast are set to open 86 beaches by this Friday. The beaches will remain open until August 25th. 86 beaches. I had no idea there were so many beaches along the East Coast.
I had no idea.
Yes. Now, to ensure safety,
That's important.
Yes. Each city and county along the East Coast is deploying close to 600 lifeguards with certified qualifications. And they're also focusing on improving and maintaining beach safety facilities and rescue equipment to prevent water-related accidents, which always happens in the summertime.
All right, so everyone stay safe, but be sure to enjoy yourself whenever we get these little breaks.
That's right. Right now it's raining. Lots of wind over on the East Coast. That lull was very brief.
Today's probably not your day.
No.
Guess where I'm headed today
Where?
later? Daegu.
Oh, why are you heading over to Daegu, which, by the way, is supposed to be one of the hottest regions
cities
in all of Korea?
I think we call it Tepurika, as in Daegu, Africa.
Yeah.
A combination of those words.
Are you going there for work?
Yes. The International Musical Festival is happening. It happens annually.
That's
and
right.
Today is a closing ceremony, and I thought It's gonna be hot. Why am I headed there?
Well, you're going to be indoors anyway.
This is true.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Awesome.
All right, on to our second story today. You thought it was obsolete, but it was still hanging on at some government systems. And in fact, you'd be surprised, some industries were actually still utilizing the floppy disk, although the last batch was produced sometime in like 2011, 2010, around then.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this title.
it was hanging on.
Japan has at last announced the end to the floppy disk era. When was the last time you
Used a floppy disk?
Floppy disk? I think
In
for me,
elementary school?
must have been in the late 90s for me.
Yes, absolutely.
When I was in
And
college.
I had no idea what I was doing at that time.
Yeah, well, anyways, it's taken until 2024, but Japan has finally said goodbye to floppy disks. Now, up until last month, people in Japan were still asked to submit documents to the government using these outdated storage devices. In fact, more than 1,000 regulations required their use as of last month.
Isn't that really surprising?
Yeah.
Considering the risks of something going wrong with a format that is no longer produced by some of the biggest makers of the
Right.
past. But anyway, finally Japan is saying goodbye. Floppy disks no more. So have these rules finally been scrapped?
Well, yes. But in 2021, it was 3 years ago, Japan's digital minister, Tara Kono, declared war on floppy disks. Now, last week, almost 3 years later, he announced, we have won the war on floppy disks. Now, Mr. Kono has made it his goal to eliminate old technology since he was appointed to the job. He had also earlier said that he would get rid of the fax machine.
I'm good with that too.
Yeah.
Japan was once seen as a tech powerhouse, but in recent years, the country lagged in the global wave of digital transformation because of a deep collective resistance to change. And in fact, that's one of the culprits as to why they fell behind.
That's right. For instance, workplaces have continued to favor fax machines over emails. Earlier plans to remove these machines from government offices were scrapped because there was a lot of pushback. Now, the announcement was widely discussed on Japanese social media over the weekend. One user on X called floppy disks a symbol of an anachronistic administration. Another comment on X read, quote, "The government still uses floppy disks? That is so outdated. I guess they're just full of old people." Now, other comments were a little bit more nostalgic. Somebody wrote, "I wonder if floppy disks will start appearing on auction sites."
Oh, I'm sure it will. But what makes one floppy disk more valuable than the other?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. Unopened and brand new, that's usually the winning
Yes,
ticket.
that's right.
But why would you hold on to an unopened, unused floppy disk? If you have, hey, maybe this is your chance. So the square-shaped floppy disk, in case some of our listeners have no idea what this looks like anymore, it was created in the 1960s.
Yes.
The device fell out of fashion in the 90s as more efficient storage solutions were involved. And hey, I don't know, we started using the internet, cloud space, and
Yes.
things like that. But in the early 2000s, it started being faded out.
Do people still carry around USB sticks? Yes, I think so.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm required to do like bank errands.
I have one. I carry around one just in case for backup. But
Do you
I think
use it? When's the last time you used it? That's just the thing. I
I
have
don't
one
use
in
it
my
very often. I use
car.
my cloud storage.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I think we've come up with better solutions now.
Everything is in the cloud.
When will cloud crash? Should be a topic we visit
Please
once.
don't ask the question.
Because that sounds disastrous, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, out with the floppies, in with the cloud.
Yeah. Like you said, these floppy disks were first created back in the 1960s, fell out of fashion in the 90s. A 3.5-inch floppy disk could accommodate up to just 1.44 megabytes of data. 1.4 megabytes of data. More than 22,000 of such disks would be needed to replicate create a memory stick storing 32 gigabytes of information, 22,000 floppy disks.
I wonder how these government officials were carrying around these
I have
floppy
no idea.
disks.
That's a really good question.
Suitcases for
I'm
it?
very curious.
Okay.
Now, as part of its belated campaign to digitize its bureaucracy, Japan launched a digital agency back in September of 2021. However, Japan's efforts to digitize may be easier said than done. Now, many Japanese businesses still require official documents to be endorsed using carved personal stamps called hanko, despite the government's efforts to phase them out. Don't we use them as well here in Korea?
We have 도장.
Yes, that's
we do.
right.
인감.
Yes, 인감 도장. It was not until 2019 that the country's last pager provider closed its service. Apparently, the final private subscriber explained it was the preferred method of communication for his elderly mother.
You know what? I miss the pager days. Maybe we don't need to be connected all the time.
Pager days, yeah. Takes me back to college.
I just wonder if I told our team, I'm going to start using a pager.
I don't think
does that
anybody would
work?
be happy.
No one wins. Nobody wins. But anyway, trying to phase out these old school items with somehow persist.
Still shocking to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Floppy disks
Yes.
were still in use until yesterday, guys.
Yep.
On to our final story today. Temple Stay for Dogs. That's really literally what it sounds like. It offers a clearly unique experience for dogs and their owners.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you how you feel about this.
Sounds lovely,
story.
but it doesn't sound very peaceful.
You know, the program is called Temple Stay for 댕댕이 puppies.
So cute.
Now, this program took place about 2 hours away from Seoul at Mideoksa Temple last Friday. Now, Temple Stay is basically temple stay with dogs. The program was created by the Korea Tourism Organization's Sejong Chungbuk office, the Chungpyeongun County, and the tourism startup Pet Life. The program targets families with pets living in the metropolitan areas, and participants can join with 1 or 2 dogs of any breed.
All right. So temple stays have always been held at numerous temples around the country, but
popular as well.
I don't think I've heard of many cohabitant as dogs.
Me neither, actually.
Right?
It's my first time hearing about this. Now, these programs are rare, but very popular among pet owners. The second session last month sold out in just 30 seconds.
Ah, look at that.
Now, Lee who is the CEO of Pet Life, said it took 3 years to find a temple that was willing to participate. And she credits monk Jeonggak's open-mindedness for making it happen. Now, Jeonggak believes that all life is equal and that temples should be open to all living beings.
Well, that's beautiful.
It is.
I can get on board with that. But I'm a dog owner, so I'm a little bit biased. Is this a day program or overnight program?
Yeah, it's a day program that lasts about 5 hours and a half. Participants and their dogs change into temple attire. They explore the temple grounds with the monk. The most popular activity is tea time with the monk, where participants can listen to teachings, ask questions, and the dogs are always right by their side. Monk Jeonggak's own temple dog, Seokwaum, also joins the session. This dog was adopted in 2020. And there are plenty of other activities as well, like making lotus cups, writing wish papers, learning how to bow with your dog in the temple hall.
I just imagine my dog at the temple. Can they kick you out?
I don't know.
I don't think they would, but I think I would get the sting eye.
So cute. Now, at the end of the program, participants will receive a certificate and a gift, including printed photos taken with their dogs at the temple site.
All right. It's a short-lived program, so you should check it out when and if you can get your hands on some tickets.
There is a break in the months of July and August because it's just too hot for the dogs. But the program is going to resume in the month of September, so go check it out.
All right. Before you go, Erica, I want to share David Tizard, who will be joining us in just a moment,
hi,
shared a recent debate among my university students here was not whether they had a USB, but whether they knew what it was.
Wow, really?
Many didn't. They're the airdrop generation.
That's true. All of my kids share everything on their Mac.
So if I ask them what a floppy is, they'll give me a look.
Yeah, a quizzical look.
You crazy woman. Thank you very much, Erica. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.